Too many people have died. How many more people have to be slaughtered before people come around to try to do something to change the picture?
Go Bill! 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 Go Bill!
I respect the Second Amendment. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Do we think the Founding Fathers meant that it shall not be infringed for terrorists? Do we think the Founding Fathers said, you know what? It shall not be infringed for the mentally impaired? What we have proposed, the House bring up, is common sense language. 70% of gun owners and members of the NRA believe that we should bring up no fly, no buy, because it makes sense.
Yes.
If you can't fly because you're suspected of being a terrorist, you can't buy.
It was great to be there, to be a part of history, to stand up for America, for what you believe in, your principles. What we're asking for is a vote on the bill. We're not even asking, we're not saying they have to support it. We just want to vote on common sense legislation. No fly, no buy, and expansion of background checks to give law enforcement the tools they need to thwart terrorists, to thwart criminals, and to stop those who are mentally unhinged from gaining access to these types of weapons legally.
Pursuant to the order of the House of June 8, 2016, the unfinished business is further consideration of the veto message of the President.
Speaker Ryan speaks of the stunts that are being pulled. The biggest stunt that was pulled this week was his adjourning in the middle of the night. They came in and they adjourned at 4 o'clock in the morning. We were supposed to be working today on the floor, on legislation. We were supposed to be working tomorrow on the floor in legislation. And instead, the Republicans went home.
Public relations decision?
Look, I think they're very uncomfortable with what we were doing, don't know how to handle it. The way to handle it is to tell us that they bring a bill to the floor, that they would give us an up and down vote. What are they afraid of? We know where they stand anyway, but let's have a vote. Let the American people see where they stand.
My sense was when I saw Paul Ryan take the floor that he might regret it one day. Do you know the term posterize from the NBA?
Poster eyes?
Posterize, it means that if somebody dunks and you happen to be in the shot, it means you're going to be in somebody else's poster for the rest of time.
I think there have been a few moments like that for Paul. Look, I respect Paul. I like Paul. I think he's mishandled this, quite frankly. I think the best way to deal with this issue is to talk to Democrats, talk to the minority. Let's talk about the issue. Let's have a straight up and down vote. They can vote against it. Just let the American people know where they stand. We're sent here to take tough votes. I've had to take tough votes. They have forced tough votes upon us. I don't know even how tough a vote this is for them because they seem to be unanimously opposed to it. Why don't they just demonstrate that on the floor when the time comes when a bill is before the House? On no fly, no buy, and on expansion of background checks to give law enforcement the tools they need to keep us safe.
You think they maybe need a little bit more time to adjust to the new world?
From your lips to God's ears, I hope that's the case. At the end, as Abraham Lincoln said, public sentiment, that's what matters. And the public sentiment, I think, if it's not already there, it's rapidly changing. And as Bob Dylan says, don't stand in the hallways, don't stand in the doorways, don't block up the halls. For he who gets moved will be he and she who has stalled. There's a battle outside, and it's raging. It'll soon shake these windows and rattle its halls because the times, they're changing.
Thank you, Congressman.
Congressman, I wanted to ask another question.
I killed it on that. You want me to walk away? I dropped the mic.
That's right. But on just the larger strategy.